there, so how do you prepare for your own personal brand photo shoot? I'm Amber with Amber Andrews Photography. I'm a brand photographer in West Michigan. So in my previous video, we talked about planning for your photo shoot, and that was going through a questionnaire with your photographer and making sure that you know everything that's going to happen on the day of your photo shoot. So now that you have it all planned out, you need to start preparing for the photo shoot so it is a super huge success. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is I want you to look through photos of yourself, figure out what photos do you love of yourself and why do you love those photos? Is it the way that you were standing or sitting or a certain look you had on your face, or what was it that you love about those photos so you can replicate that look in your own personal brand photos? And also figure out the photos that you hate of yourself. Why did you hate those photos? Figure out why you hated them. That way you can avoid doing that in your next personal brand photo shoot. All right, so you want to make sure that you communicate that with your photographer. If there's certain parts of your body that you want to hide or highlight, let your photographer know. If you don't want to be photographed from the right side of your face, let her know or him know. That way they can photograph you from the other side, or whatever it is that you want to try to hide or highlight. Let them know ahead of time so you can make sure you get photos that you will love. Now you can also go through and study poses, poses that you like. Look up YouTube videos on posing, ask your photographer for suggestions, and just figure that out. Now this is not something that I've told clients before to do, but I noticed in my own personal brand photo shoot that I had a couple months ago. It was my first personal brand photo shoot, and I did not look up posing ahead of time because I was like, I'm a photographer, I know how to pose. But it's a lot different being in front of the camera than it is being, than being behind the camera. So I looked at some of my photos and I was like, oh, I don't like the way I'm standing there or sitting, or I don't like that look on my face, so I'm not using those photos. So I think for me, it would have been super helpful if I had taken my own advice and done this ahead of time so I can make sure that I am posing myself the way that I like to be posed. So just look up photos yourself, photos of other people, and figure that out. Also, super helpful, make up a list ahead of time so you've planned everything out with your photographer. You've talked about props you're using and the outfits you're wearing and all of that kind of stuff. Write it out on a list, put the list in your phone, however you do that. I'm a paper and pen type of girl, so I like to write out my list on paper and pen. However you make a list, because on the day of my photo shoot, I forgot to bring my laptop with me. That was an important prop that I wanted to use because I had certain stories that I was trying to tell in my photos, and I was not able to take any photos with a laptop because I forgot to bring it. So take my advice. Don't make the mistake I did and make a list and follow your list on the day of the photo shoot. Now lastly, it is really helpful if you think of what stories you're trying to tell for the next 3 months. Now I also talked about this in my previous video, but in preparing for your photo session, if you can just like write up a rough draft of your next 3 months worth of social media posts or blog posts, whatever you're doing, if you have marketing or special launches coming up, kind of get a rough idea at least of what kind of stories you're telling, what kind of photos you need to be able to tell those stories. So that way you can give your photographer a list like, hey, I need a photo with this prop and I need it to be wide, or I need this many square photos for me to post on Instagram, or whatever it is. Figure out all those posts ahead of time, make up your list of the photos you need for those posts, and that is going to make your social media so much easier later on. When all you have to do is go figure out what post you're posting that day, and you've already got the picture that your photographer sent you all ready to go, and you just put the post up with the photo. It makes your social media game so much faster, guys. In my own life, like, this has helped me so much. Like, no more trying to find the perfect photo to post. I'm a photographer. I have tons of photos, and yet it seemed like I was spending so much time every day looking for a photo to go with the posts that I was trying to write. And having my own personal brand photography session has saved me so much time and helped me out so much, and I hope you guys find it to be really helpful for you too. Now make sure that if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and come hang out with me on Instagram, guys, because that's where I spend most of my time. And my tag name or handle on Instagram is @CaptureYourBrand. So I will see you there.